This message is for the ladies, and it is about your role in a relationship with your man. So, understand, comprehend that you do have a role indeed in your relationship. And your role is not that of a man. It is not the role of the man in the home. No matter what society has told you, no matter who has tried to make you feel like you are equal to the man or better than the man, that is not your role. Now, this may rub some of you the wrong way. I really don't care because the truth is just simply the truth. Anyway, this is not my opinion. You can perceive it as my opinion, but I am declaring to you, I am announcing to you that it's not my opinion. It is a fact. The very fact that there is a male and a female that have to come together to make another human being, a child, is indicative of the fact that you have two separate roles. See how simple that was? Men are physically built different than women. Conversely, women are physically built different than men. The mentality of a man and that of a woman fundamentally is different. So, doesn't it stand to reason that we are different? Now, don't let society mess you up because for many relationships, society has already done that. Ladies, your girlfriends, your mothers, and maybe even your fathers have messed you up and made you believe that you are the stuff. Women's lib, some can thank Susan B. Anthony as being one of the people, one of the women that kicked that off, where women came into their own, so to speak, and they felt like they can do any job that any man could do. I'm not harping on that. You can do almost any job that any man can do, but not every job. So I applaud you, ladies, those of you that are in executive positions, white collar type jobs. I applaud you, ladies, those of you that are entrepreneurs that even own your own businesses. I applaud you. Kudos. I applaud you that are single moms that don't have a man or a father in the home and that you are holding it down and taking care of your children like you should. But those of you women that are in a relationship currently with a man, your husband, your boyfriend, your male spouse, listen, you're not the boss. Society has made us think that when we hear that term boss, that it carries with it some negative connotation all of the time, when it does not. Let's just simply say that you have a role within that relationship with the man, and that role is not that of the man. There is an exception, however. When the man leaves the home permanently and it's just you and the children, you are thrust into a position where you have to do some of the things that the man did when he was there, such as make an earning or make a living to provide for you and your children that are existing. But as long as he's there, fundamentally, ideally, that's his job, his responsibility. Now, here's where the rubber meets the road for real. I've heard women say, I have experienced this and I have watched this, I have observed this. When a man has fallen down on his luck, so to speak, when he has lost a job, when he's in between jobs, when he becomes injured or handicapped, I've heard women berate, put down, and talk about in a less than humane fashion that man and his efforts when she should be holding him up. You see, if the man who was at one time providing for you and the family, so if your man falls down, if he loses his job, if he becomes sick or ill, it is your responsibilities, ladies, to help him out, to fill that void. It is only fair and it is only right. Yes, you are a nurturer of your children, but to a great degree, you nurture your spouse as well. So, the same is true if something were to happen to you. Let's say you're a stay at home mom and you're trying to keep the kids together, the children, and you get them off to school and you dress them, you bathe them, you wash the dishes, you do the laundry and all these other things around the house in terms of chores and so forth. The man's principal job is to make sure that you have the resources to do the things that you need to do from day to day and to teach the children as well. Even if you have a job, let's say you fall short, it's his responsibility for that moment to help you out until he gets you back to doing your job or your responsibility so that you're back 100% doing whatever your job is. And I hate to use the term job, but whatever the role is that you hold within that home, he wants to get you back to where you were, as should be the same with you getting him back to where he was in good health if he's ill, for example. If he loses his job, if he's in between jobs, if he has less money now for whatever reason, then maybe you have to take up a part-time job if you're not working. Maybe if you already have a part-time job, maybe you need to take up a full-time job or even an additional part-time job. Be creative, but you need to help your husband and or your man out. That's the way it's supposed to be. But you are not the man, is the main point that I'm trying to get across. You are a woman, a womb man. You are a man with a womb. I know this teaching right here, not too many people are going to express to you. So you're a woman. Most people refer to it or pronounce it woman, but it's a womb. You're a man with a womb. Okay? You're a woman. All right? And he's a man. He has a role to play in the relationship, and you have a role to play in the relationship. And your roles are not the same. If he falls down and he needs assistance to get back to where he's supposed to do so he can function in his role 100%, you need to assist him in getting back to that point. If he never gets to that point, let's say he's ill or injured, then you've got to do what you have to do to carry the family along with him there. The same is true conversely. If you fall down, you become injured or ill or what have you, lose your part-time job or what have you, because nowadays it takes 2 jobs in a family, sometimes more, to carry the expenses. If you fall down, it is his responsibility to carry you and help you get back to your role 100%. But he's not supposed to carry it fully unless you actually cannot do it at all. It's not that complicated. It's not rocket science. It's the law of nature, some might call it. So, before I part, I think I was probably too much for some of you and maybe enough for the rest of you. I'm going to say again, ladies, women, you have a role in your relationship, in your family. And the man, you men, you have a role. Your roles are not the same. we can step over and out our role to assist the other one, the other partner, if a need arises. But we should never forget what our actual role is. That was all I had to say. If you have any comments, please leave them in the comment section below. I'm sure I'm going to get a lot. All right? Yahweh love you, ladies and gentlemen. And Brother Teacher loves you. So long.